Hello, guys. Welcome to the Football Parliament. Since the start of the Premier League season, all Premier League fans have been saying कि three horse race hai. It's going to go right down to the wire. Fast forward half the season, it's the end of 2020, and Manchester City have cemented an 8 point lead on Chelsea at the top of the table and a 9 point lead on Liverpool, who have a game in hand. And next, Chelsea versus Liverpool here. But today in this video, I'm going to be talking about Chelsea, their recent struggles, the cause behind those struggles, and do I think it's well and truly over when it comes to the title race. सबसे पहले तो मैं यही बोलूंगा कि it's never over till it's over in a league like the Premier League especially. But at the same time, there's an 8 point gap with 20 matches played. So gap तो कम नहीं है, especially when it comes to Manchester City. अगर कोई और टीम भी होती, be it Liverpool एक बार के लिए, who have bottled such a lead in the past, we know. But it's Manchester City. It's the flawless Pep Guardiola Manchester City, who at the moment aren't, putting a single step wrong. Exactly 6 match days pehle, Chelsea had 1 point lead at the top of the table over Manchester City. Then came a poor run of fixtures. We started drawing games. We lost that game against West Ham United. And now Manchester City, Chelsea ke stumble pe, they completely utilized it. 6 wins in 6 games. They were at 32 points and now they're at 50 points. Yes, 50 points, 8 clear of Chelsea, who only 6 games before were 1 clear of Manchester City. This is how ruthless, this is how consistent, this is how, flawless Pep Guardiola's Manchester City has been in the league ever since he took over, in my opinion. Liverpool too have hit a mighty blow on their title prospects with a 1-0 loss against Leicester City. कहूंगा काफी avoidable loss था for Liverpool considering Leicester's situation with injuries, COVID, etc. Even वो game देखे तो Liverpool had so many chances. Mohamed Salah, I still don't understand how he hasn't scored. ठीक है, he's been great this season. एक off game होता है, but still he had so many chances. It is bizarre how he didn't score from that penalty and that rebound. Sadio Mane too had a great one-on-one chance against Kasper Schmeichel, who according to me had a massive game. And Leicester City, of course, hurt Liverpool in one of the very few attacks they made with Ademola Lookman scoring the goal. So yes, Liverpool dropped 3 vital points. Now it's Chelsea versus Liverpool. So another of the team is definitely gonna drop more points, and the gap is only gonna increase between Chelsea, Liverpool, and Manchester City. After which, for Liverpool is gonna be the AFCON. So that's not great news calling. But shifting the focus to Chelsea, मेरे हिसाब से Chelsea में क्या wrong जा रहा है? It all began with the 1-1 draw against Burnley. Shortly before this 1-1 draw against Burnley, Chelsea were high flying. We had defeated, I think it was Norwich City. We had defeated them 7-0. Even Newcastle का एक अच्छा score line था. But usse shortly pehle, it was the Malmo game in the UEFA Champions League where Romelu Lukaku and Timo Werner both picked the injury. But despite the injury to your two main centre forwards, Chelsea were scoring in excess, which made many Chelsea fans. I won't say even I believed in that, but I was somewhat confident that Chelsea can still do well with Romelu Lukaku, still do well without Romelu Lukaku. But some Chelsea fans went overboard to claim that Chelsea are a better team without Romelu Lukaku, and this is clearly showing now कि वो पूरा ही पूरा एक false narrative है. Against Burnley, I'll start 1-1 draw. ठीक है, Chelsea took the lead, very nice, but how many chances did we have after that? Callum Hudson-Odoi was so wasteful in that game. I still remember सबसे पहले ही half में he forced a good save out of Nick Pope, but a keeper ka good save is probably down to a bit of bad finishing as well. And when he got back on the rebound, usne completely blaze over kar diya. There was another chance where he could have either played Reece James in or hit it first time with his right foot. Instead, he chopped it back to his left foot and then straight to Nick Pope's legs. There was one glorious chance for Ross Barkley. So, itne chances nahi milne wale hai. And when you don't take so many chances, the opposition is gonna hurt you. They definitely are gonna hurt you, which happened in case of Burnley. And now this is not just the story of Burnley, this is the story of Everton. This is the story of yesterday against Brighton. This is the story of Watford. Everton में how many chances? इतना पुराना गेम में Burnley का I could still इतने सारे chances बोल दिए. I'm pretty sure I'm missing a few more. Everton के सामने भी Mason Mount, I think Chelsea का definitely player of the month for December हुआ है Mason Mount with the amount of goals he's been contributing. He's working his socks off. That's all fine. But थोड़ा और ruthless होना है. Mason Mount, I think Romelu Lukaku ठीक है स्क्वाड में बैक आ चुके हैं कि 2 गोल मारे 2 गेम में. But the other supporting players for Lukaku need to, it's high time they need to put on their shooting boots, because इतने chances नहीं मिलने वाले. इतने chances probably we are getting it against Burnley and Everton in the league. We aren't going to get these number of chances when we move to the knockout stages of the Champions League or the bigger fixtures like Liverpool next week. So if you don't take your chances, you are going to pay. And Burnley, Everton, and yesterday's game, 1-1 draws in all three. That for me is very straightforward. 6 points masti mein de diya, because the story of all the 3 games was exactly the same. The story of all the 3 games was you take a lead, you get so many chances, and then you lack the killer instinct. You don't settle the game over there. In the end, you are made to pay. And coincidentally, I think all 3 games may be conceded a late equalizer, which was a header. I think yes, तीनों game में header ही था. It was some aerial route for sure. For Everton, it was Jared Braithwaite. Yesterday, it was Danny Welbeck, and Burnley का भी, I think there was this cross over the top. कोई तो होगा. Even Watford wala game, which we drew 0-0, usme I won't say there were as many chances as the other 3 games I spoke about, but it's kind of ye nahi hai ki there weren't chances. There was this glorious chance for Christian Pulisic, which he hit quite straight at the goalkeeper. So yes, and one more thing that I'd like to touch upon is that Chelsea, we know, are probably the worst hit team when it comes to COVID and injuries. So we are seeing players play 2 days, the same players who are traveling all these 11 kilometers per game. उनको कुछ recovery period नहीं मिल रहा है. So slowing down towards the end of the game, according to me, is a bit normal. It's something that you can't do a lot about, because such is the fitness situation at the club, such is the COVID list and injury, which is not helping you. So जब तुम अपने momentum में हो, जब pace में हो, when you are creating all these chances, तभी I think you have to definitely take them. This was a bit about Chelsea. और क्या है? I think Tuchel is absolutely furious right now. We're seeing his press conferences at the fact that many things relating to COVID injuries. Chelsea were one of the very few teams who had to play entirely through December, even though Premier League wasn't the only competition. There was Carabao Cup as well. Abhi FA Cup aane wala hai. Then the knockout series of the Champions League are gonna come as well. So he was furious that Premier League is the only league that is playing through winter. काफी leagues को winter break मिलता है. On the other hand, Premier League का तो वहां पर ही fixtures congest हो जाते हैं. Premier League has a 3 substitution rule, not a 5 substitution rule. So that's another thing that's been playing against them. And the sheer number of injuries in this squad. Yesterday we saw Reece James and Andreas Christensen go off injured. Reece James, it's looking like the hamstring, and it's not looking really well. Matlab, what should I say now? क्या wing back options बाकी है Chelsea के पास? It's Reece James and Ben Chilwell, who made flying starts to the season, are both injured. Now there's Marcus Alonso, and only God can save us. Honestly, only God can save us. Liverpool के लिए, as I mentioned, AFCON's coming, so not great news for them, but luckily they will have their star players feature against Chelsea, which will be a 6-pointer game, because you know what a 6-pointer game is. Chelsea lose the game, they not only lose out on 3 points themselves, they will grant 3 points to their direct title rivals in Liverpool. So let's see how everything unfolds. There's a lot to see now. I won't say it's over, but I won't say it's going to be easy for either Chelsea or Liverpool. So yes, this was it. A short reaction on yesterday's game, on Liverpool's defeat, and Manchester City के बारे में तो कुछ ज़्यादा बोलने के लिए है नहीं. Took a lead through Phil Foden and then very easily managed the game out, controlling the entire possession and all. So This is what Chelsea need to do as well. But take care. Probably we'll see what happens. For now, thank you for listening till the end. And for more top quality football content, keep listening to the Football Parliament.